What's up, Rob here with another update on Hurricane Milton. Where's that music coming from? All right, enough of that nonsense. What's going on? Let's bring this page up a little bit bigger, make me a little bit smaller. I'm down here in the corner. And yeah, there it is. Hurricane Milton still brewing along out in the Gulf of Mexico. Now is the second largest storm ever encountered in the Gulf of Mexico. Not largest, the most powerful storm in the Gulf of Mexico. And yeah, man. Yeah, news buzzard. Me too. When I've had a chance to look at it, I've been busy today doing stuff, getting stuff rearranged, getting stuff put up, getting stuff put in the garage. Hopefully my house doesn't flood, and all that good nonsense. So, but I don't have a bunch of loose boards and stuff in the driveway to fly through my neighbor's windows or my own. So that's always a good thing. Anyways, yeah, out in the Gulf, second largest storm ever recorded. And man, it's churning. It's made some jigs and jogs today. Let's see if we can blow it up here like this one. They got the cone of uncertainty here, and that's exactly what it is. It's the cone of uncertainty. It's an educated guess, like flip a quarter, and this is what we're predicting. But it was doing this thing, started kind of wavering over here, then it did this crazy jig jog. It was doing like the river dance right here, drunken stumbling around river dance, and then it sobered back up. It dropped down. What was it here? I say it dropped down. I mean, yesterday it was 180 miles an hour, category 5. Got up into 2 a.m. It was 155, dropped down to a category 4, still major hurricane. 2 p.m. 155, 5:30 p.m. back up to 165, back to a category 5. They said it was going to drop. Okay, it did. They weren't lying. It dropped for a little bit, but now it's back up. I knew as soon as it got in those warm, super deep waters in the Gulf that it was just going to ramp a damp up. So I don't know. No telling what it's going to do. I'm no weather expert, but I have lived here in Florida for 60 years, and I've been through a lot of hurricanes and seen a lot. And, that doesn't amount up to a turd in a toadstool, but I have been around hurricanes for a bit, and I haven't seen one like this very often. My prediction is when it gets closer to the Gulf, it is gonna weaken a little bit because it's in super deep water right now. And once it gets up around this area, it's gonna the depths are gonna go from thousands of feet to hundreds to in the double digits to less than that. And so when it gets up here in this area, I think my prediction, my opinion, everybody knows what those are like, right? Is that it's going to drop a little bit and in intensity, but it's still going to be kicking ass. And there's Jamie D. What's up? I'm doing a live hurricane update report, and yeah, you can only stop by for a minute. Jody Cohn, what should you do? I don't know, man. Pick up your yard debris if you have any. Buy some supplies, and should I stay or should I go now? I don't know. Could be bad, could be nothing. My theory is, like I was saying, I've been around a lot of hurricanes, and Most of them don't make me worry. This one's got me a little bit nervous. And, it's coming in on the Gulf side. If I was on the Gulf side, I wouldn't be on the Gulf side right now. I would have gotten the hell out of Dodge like yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever. I don't know what the deal is now. I've seen some pictures of the interstate, and what good is it going to do to leave if you're going to be stuck in a gridlock parking lot of an interstate? Then you're stuck in a car during a hurricane. So I don't know. When they issue get the hell out of Dodge orders, that's if you're not already gone, maybe you should think about leaving then. They not evacuated, but they have evacuation orders for a lot of St. Augustine right now. Let's see. What was this? This too is, even though I'm live, this was the 8 o'clock update. So it's not actually, this satellite image is live, but everything else isn't exactly live. Where's my page at? I don't know. I have a clue. Let's see. That's not it. Anyways, I'll come back to that. I'll pull this image up real quick if my computer will let me. It's being a bit of a bear at the moment. Why are you doing this to me, StreamYard? You're doubling your price and you're making weirdness. Here we go. Maybe not. Jesus. What is happening right now? Storm's not even here and my computer's already possessed by demons. I really have no idea what is happening. My windows are going crazy on me. Maybe it's that weird music. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out real quick. Jeez, Manetti, please. Present. Stop screen. That's working. Now I'm big. This is the current situation in St. Augustine. Well, add stage right here. Good God, that took forever and a day. And it still ain't acting right. I don't know what is happening right now. Anyways, St. Augustine, all this red. You've been ordered to get the hell out of Dodge, evacuate, leave immediately. I live just here in this area right around in here. And so I'm just outside of the get the hell out of Dodge area right now by 3 blocks. It's not very much when you're talking a big storm surge. So I don't know. Why is my computer freaking out? Let's see. Let me try this. View. Actual size. Hey, now I can see what I'm doing again. Gary, what's up? Mother Nature's giving one hell of a beat. Yeah, man, seriously. Yeah. Like I say, man, I've been around a lot of hurricanes. This one's got me a little nervous, even though it's coming in on the west side of Florida. The west side. I live on the west side, but no, the Gulf West side of Florida, the Gulf side. It's coming in over there, and like I said, man, if anybody's watching or whatever that lives over there, if you haven't left yet, man, I saw a video of some people, one old guy in a boat, that was a little 28, 30-foot sailboat, if that. And he's like, everything I got's right here. I'm staying. I'm going to ride it out. And I'm like, they better write his name on his forehead with a Sharpie, a permanent marker. Because, man, that's one hell of a ride to hang out And I don't know, man. You can't tell anybody what to do, but my suggestion would, I kind of get it. That's his boat, that's his house, that's where he lives, that's all he's got. He's like, I can't leave my house. This is everything. I don't know. You can replace everything, but you can't replace yourself. It's a tough situation, man. I don't know. Everybody's got to do what everybody's got to do, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I know there was a few moments. I think it was Irma a few years ago here, and like I say, I've never evacuated because of a hurricane. I've always rode it out like the crazy person. But Irma, I think it was Irma. That one, I had my whole house boarded up, and that's the first time I've ever boarded up my house. I used to live in a house a long time ago that had storm shutters, closed those. But I mean, this one, we nailed up, boarded up every window in the house. And, it was bad. It wasn't terrible. But like I say, man, I've got the wood sitting here. It's all cut up. It's all I got to do is pull it out and figure out how it fits on the Rubik's Cube windows of my house. And, put it up. So I'd rather be over prepared than under prepared. And I haven't boarded up all my windows. I just have boarded up the one in my bedroom because my bed is right up against the window. And there's a bunch of pine trees and stuff in the backyard. And in case something does let loose, I don't want it flying through my window and like impaling one of us in the head or the body or the foot or anywhere. And, maybe, I don't know, if we get 110 mile an hour winds, is a sheet of plywood probably going to stop it? Maybe not. But, hey, if that's the way we go out, that's the way we go out, I suppose. Yeah, Special Power says I'm worried for everyone. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get it that bad here. It's going to be windy. The thing I'm concerned about the most is the rain, because it just rained today and our ground is so saturated that my yard was flooded already. And I'm lucky enough to be the lowest lot on the whole street. So I'm the test subject. If anybody's house is going to flood first, it's going to be ours. That sucks to win that lottery ticket, right? But I think it was Irma or Matthew, Irma. One of those. I think it was Irma. The water got up to about 10 feet away from my garage door. I was kind of starting to sweat. And this one's supposed to be worse than that. We're supposed to get anywhere from like 5 to 7 inches of rain, maybe more. So, yeah. Do I have a secure place to go? My house is where I'm hanging at. Like I said, on the screen right here. Let's see if I can get back to the damn picture here. This has all been told to evacuate, all the red area and this yellow area here. And I live right in here somewhere. Just off of King Street, in between 16 and King Street. And I'm like 3 blocks out of get the hell out of the town zone. I'm not in a flood area, although, like I was just saying, I got a real good possibility of some floodage going on because I do have the lowest lot on the street. But yeah, I'm just outside of the mandatory evacuation area. Yeah, when they order evacuations, it's just the police. Well, they can't make you leave. They can highly suggest that you leave. And, like I say, if I lived out here on the beach or something, I would be willing to bet that I would probably leave. I don't know. It's a hard call to make. But at this point, like, they were just saying an announcement earlier from the county that, everybody's advised anywhere in these areas to leave by 8 a.m. in the morning. That's all good and well, but the roads, the traffic and stuff today has been nightmarish. So I don't know how far you'll get once you get on the interstate. I've heard people say, oh, it's not that bad. Traffic's moving, it's crowded, but it's moving. And I've heard other people, depends on what time of the day you're out there. And, depends on the traffic, I guess. I've heard some people say, oh, it's moving, it's kind of slow, but it's moving steady. And other people are like, yeah, it's a parking lot. So I don't know. What's up, Debbie? How's it going? See, yeah, Debbie lives south of me, and yeah, the storm has moved a little more south. So Debbie's actually in a little bit more harm's way than me right now. Hopefully it'll go south of her. Originally, it was forecast to go like right between us pretty much, or almost right over one of us. We don't live that far apart away from each other, maybe 45 minutes or an hour. But yeah. Is it raining up here? Yeah, it's been, it started and then it stopped. It rained early today and then it stopped. It got really nice, perfectly calm, really pretty sunset. And then I was in here making some food earlier, and it's just, I look out the window and it's pouring. And yeah. Yeah, it's been off and on. And the storm, like I say, it's not even here yet. So looking at the radar again. If the radar would come up, why is it doing this to me? Stop screen. Let's try it over again. Share screen, window, this one, that one, there. God. Anyways, StreamYard. Yeah, that's another one. StreamYard. I pay for this service. I pay $20 a month. Jamie and me pay $20 a month for this service. It's $240 a year, and they just upped the price. They sold StreamYard and they upped the price. If it was like $20-$30 up the price, it would be okay. But no, they doubled it. It's going to be like $400 and something a year now, and so probably going to be moving from StreamYard soon. I've got some more time left on StreamYard, but I don't know what's going to happen. But I know I can't afford $400 and something a year for StreamYard. There's a lot of other good streaming services out there that are half that price. Keep the boat access for easy access. Yeah, man. Got the boat. Got 2 12-foot paddle boards. Got a canoe. And a bunch of paddles and some life vests. So if it does flood, I'll throw some fishing poles in, and I'll be eating anything from gators and snakes and birds and fish. Throw the hibachi in the canoe, throw some fishing poles in there, and take off. Yeah, exactly. It's Shamalama Ding Dong. What's up, girl? Yeah, Sam's been a little nervous. She's not one of them original Floridians that's kind of used to this thing. But I got to say, I'm a little nervous too. So this storm ain't no joke, man. It ain't no joke. It, like I say, it weakened some like they were predicting it would. But it's, look at this thing, man. It's got a well-defined eye now. Again, it kind of lost the eye, and then they started talking about it was going to be redefining the eye, and anytime that happens, that means that it got so powerful. I mean, it was 180 miles an hour with gusts over 200, and it's like it almost reached its like burnout level, and it kind of dissipated a little bit and came back down, and then it started reforming again. So, you know, they can tell, they can say it's going to do this and it's going to do that, but Mr. Milton here definitely has a mind of his own. And you know, as good as weather forecasting is these days, yeah, I don't know, man. It's still a long ways away, and it's still got a ways to go before it hits here, and anything can happen. Yeah, definitely. Although my actual boat isn't really running at the moment. My boat mechanic was going to come over today and work on it. I got all the parts in, and I was like, we might as well wait till the weekend, because, you know, if worst case scenario, if my boat's not here after another 24 hours, there's no sense in putting another couple $100 into it, right? Although if he'd come over today, it may have been running and I could have got in and driven away. So who knows? It's a life of the hurricane gambler. Yeah, there's going to be another one coming, and it's gonna kind of take the same course. I think it's weird how me and several other people that are not weather, you know, have no clue about weatherology. You can tell by using that word right there. I'm no meteorologist, but yeah, I already know there's another hurricane coming after this. And it's weird how you can predict that. If you're listening out there and you see things and you read things, you know, what's a conspiracy? What's the difference in a conspiracy and a truth? It used to be 6 months. Now it's like a couple of weeks. So, yeah, I don't know. Pretty freaky. But yeah, putting this thing into motion. Like I say, it did some of this weird river dance jig jog thing over here that, you know, they weren't really expecting, and kind of turned to the south a little bit. And now they're predicting it to turn a little bit more to the north, you know, and it's still going to be predicted to come across this way, which for myself and like Debbie, that's probably good, because this is going to be pretty good ways south of us. For the people that were down in South Florida that were like, oh, it's not going to come next to us, now they're like, oh crap, now it's coming next to us. For all these people over here on the West Coast, I hope they're not there anymore. If they are there, I hope they're getting ready to leave, because no joke is headed right for them, and it ain't good. Ain't good at all. The storm surge, let's see if I can bring this up without it being a major event unfolding here. Storm surge, there we go. Over here on the west coast of Florida, that red area there, that's up to 12 feet of storm surge. The purple is 12 foot plus. That's a lot of water coming to the beach. And where that last storm, when it came by, it didn't directly hit Florida. It just kind of swept up the coast, and it took away any bit of dunage, sand buildup, you know, anything. In other words, if you look at the footage from over there now, it's like flat, like a bowling alley. I mean, there's nothing to stop the storm surge that already came in and demolished most of this coast. There's nothing there to stop it, to slow it down this time. So, you know, still talking about Tampa Bay, and I don't know, Bill Gates and somebody else has got a lot of money invested in that Tampa area to make it a 15-minute city. Maybe hurricanes don't have anything to do with that. Maybe that's all just hearsay. I didn't say it, but hey, who knows? You got called a conspiracy theorist. I probably get called that every day. I have a couple of friends and they're like, Rob, do you really think that our own government is going to do something like that to us? I'm like, you bet your ass I do. I have no problem thinking that. Call me conspiracy, call me tinfoil hat, whatever. But like I said earlier, used to be difference between truth, a conspiracy, and the truth was like 6 months. Now it's a couple of weeks. So who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Yeah. You got to do some, I figured I'd do a few. I was going to do some this morning, but I've been busy pretty much all day. So I didn't have time to do it this morning. Got most everything done that I'm going to get done around here though. So I got one more board to nail up in the morning, to screw in, I should say, not nail. But yeah, back to the storm surge forecast. Over here on the Gulf Coast, bad news. You know, up here in the Panhandle, 1 to 3 feet. Yeah, that's not terrible. 3 to 5 feet here. You get into the Tampa Bay area, 10 to 15 feet of storm surge, 6 to 10 feet of storm surge. That's a hell of a lot of water coming in. And not to mention out here, you know, in the Gulf where Milton is brewing, they're already saying the swell that is heading towards the Florida coast is the biggest, if not the biggest, swell waves that they've ever recorded in the Gulf, which that in itself, heading towards the coast, is pretty damn frightening. So I don't know. You know, I looked on Surfline, and it shows the waves, the swell that's heading towards the coast, and the intervals, you know, seconds between them and all that. And shoot, man, it looks big. It looks real big. And you know, how much more can the Gulf Coast take, especially if we get another storm following this one in the next week or two. Man, you know, I saw a video the other day of a restaurant that was over around the Cedar Key area, and it got wiped out, you know, a year or two ago from that last big storm that came through there and walloped them. They just got done remodeling the whole place. They were it was their grand opening, or they were about to have their grand opening, and Helena came through there and just riddled the place, just completely tore it back down. Like all that work over the last year or so that they've done, blood, sweat, and tears put into it, and just within hours, all gone again. Man, that's got to be like a swift kick in the sack, a punch in the heart, however you want to say it. That's got to be rough, man. It's like, how many times can you rebuild before you just give up? And maybe that's the plan. I didn't say that. That's just something I was thinking. Maybe that's the plan. You know, beat them down till they just say screw it and give up. And then all that land can be used for something else, like a 15-minute city. I don't know. Just saying. What's Debbie say? I've been crazy busy trying to get my folks' place packed for the move. They're moving while we're in Kentucky. Hopefully heading there next week, getting out before the third one hits. Yeah. So you're in Kentucky now? If you are, consider yourself lucky. Yeah, 3 before the end of October. Weird how that happens, right? Talking about all these weird, 15-minute cities wanting to pop up, right before a big election, and all kinds of things happening. And don't even get me started about the help that, like, the people in North Carolina are not getting. The whole FEMA thing and all that. You see on the news oh, people are saying that, there's supply chains and this and that are stopped, and that's all a bunch of nonsense. No, it's not really nonsense. I know people that live there, and they've told me stories. I know people that have taken things up there, supplies up there, and had them confiscated from them. So no, it's not all just a bunch of BS. You got to give and take a little bit from everything you hear. But yeah. If you listen to the media, everything's great and everything's working out. And you listen to the current administration, we're behind you 100%. Yeah, right. That's it. You're behind them, pushing them out there to get obliterated by a storm, and you're behind them, all right. I've talked to people that are up in North Carolina, and it's been, 8-10 days, and they still don't have any help from anywhere other than neighbors, neighbors, people helping people. And when something like this happens, that's kind of the way it should be. You shouldn't depend on the government to come save your ass, because they ain't going to do it. That's when neighbors help neighbors. You help each other out. That's the way it should be. They need something, you got it, you give it to them. If you need something and they have it, work it out. Stuff is stuff. Stuff, and the bottom line, doesn't really matter. Although, if I lost everything, I don't know how I could replace it. But hey, I'd be living a lot simpler than I am now, which might be a good thing. Darcy was just looking today in the garage, and she's like, "You've got too much stuff." Like, yeah, I do. Yep. Yeah, D, there's probably another one rolling in. It's already named Nadine or something. I don't know. I haven't even really looked yet because I got enough on my mind as it is with this one. But yeah, I've heard visions and rumors of it. Let's see if there's another picture to pull up here while I'm jibber jabbering. Yeah, here's a good one. And like I say, these are all the 8 o'clock updates. There's another update coming out in about 30 minutes, the 11 o'clock update. But this one, where is it at? This and here. Tropical storm forced winds. So yeah, anything in that purple there, and that's 90 miles an hour plus. The dark red is 80 to 90 miles an hour, and then it goes to 70 to 60, 50, 40, 30. The dark green is like normal winds, 5 to 10. But this streak that comes through right here, that is going to affect me as well as people like Debbie. And good God, it's going to affect the people on the West Coast something severe. Like, we can't even relate to what's going to happen over there. It's going to change the face of Florida as we know it. Big time. I mean, the last storm just devastated the living crap out of that coast. And now they got another one on top of it. They haven't even cleared the shit from the first storm yet. And now there's another one coming. And like I was saying earlier, the first storm that went through over there, Helena or whatever, it cleared the beach, like dunes and whatnot. It's like flat as a bowling alley over there now. So there's nothing to stop the storm surge and the waves on this storm. And this one's going to be a direct hit. So it's going to be 10 times worse. Exactly. FEMA will cut you a check for $750. Does anybody know anybody that has actually gotten that $750? I mean, it comes down to it. $750. If you've lost your entire house, what are you going to buy for $750? A new chair? I mean, you could go to, go to the thrift store and, buy some furniture, a bed, a couple of chairs, end table, velvet picture of Elvis to put on the wall. $750 doesn't go very much when you lost everything. Sure, it's better than nothing, I guess, but at the same time, it's a little bit insulting. Like I was saying, you can't depend on the government to save your ass. You depend on your neighbors, your friends. It's when the old barter system comes into play, or just good old-fashioned kindness, one or the other. People helping people. It's the way it was back in the day. That's the way it should be now. It's weird. I'm pretty close with some of my neighbors, but most of them, I don't know a damn thing about them. We don't talk really. Wave to each other. That's about it. But a couple of my neighbors I'm pretty close with. Talk to them, every other day or so. And if they need something and I got it, I give it to them. Vice versa. But, it'd be better if the whole street was like that. But in times like this, it does bring people together more. I remember a while back, we were out of power for quite a bit. And I had a generator and my next door neighbor didn't. They had ordered a generator and it didn't come in because of, there was a storm. And I was like, hey, plug into mine, no big deal. Yeah, $750. Yeah, wouldn't cover rent. It ain't gonna cover much, If you've got nothing and you gotta buy groceries, you gotta eat, like the basic things to survive. $750, unless you're living like, a hobo, Boxcar Willie, eating a can of tuna fish a day or something. $750 ain't gonna last very long. And if it's a devastation like up in Western North Carolina, you're not going to work because work ain't there anymore. Your house ain't there, your job ain't there, you ain't got a pot to piss in. Your car's not there. How are you going to drive away? You don't got to worry about buying gas because your car's gone. It's who knows where, in a tree somewhere 30 miles away. Yeah. That's the other thing. Supposedly there's small print there. They're not giving it to you. They make it sound like they're giving it to you. But yeah, that's another way to make a land grab. Remember that money we loaned you? Oh, I thought you gave that to us. Didn't read the print, did you? Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, the whole, illegal immigrant thing, siphoning money out of FEMA and this and that. Oh, no, we didn't do that. Well, why are you out of money now? You had a ton of money, but now you don't. Where'd it go? Oh, we misplaced several $1 million. Oh, I can see how that happens. Yeah, I misplace millions of dollars all the time myself. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a tough spot. If you were in the position to where, if I was in the position to where I didn't have any money in the bank and I completely lost my house, my car, my everything, and I was just sitting here with the clothes that I was lucky enough, hopefully, still wearing. $750. Here you go. It's a loan. I mean, it would get you something. It would get you somewhere, something, you hopefully would have a plan to take that $750 and turn it over somehow, I don't know if you're weaving palm fronds into flowers or whatever it is you got to do to make a buck, and if it is a loan, you got to pay it back. You know, you would be tempted to take it. I would be tempted to take it if I had absolutely nothing. What's your other option? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing, right? You got to have something. I don't know. That's where they get people. That's the game. That's the hook. Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother. If you get hurt, that's a whole nother leg to the story. Lost my house, lost my car, lost all my clothes, lost everything I owned, and I got 2 broken legs and 25 stitches in my head, and a shitload of medical bills now. God, make you want to just go jump off a cliff, wouldn't it? But people are resilient. Yeah. You know, I've seen the memes that say, you know, no more money to, you know, foreign countries until we, you know, take care of the shitstorm that we have going on right here. And I gotta agree to that, you know. Hey, sucks to be them, but you know, you gotta take care of your own kitchen before you can feed everybody else, you know. And our kitchen is in shambles right now all over this country, not just here in Florida, but everywhere, especially up in the mountains. Who would have thought that a hurricane that came over from the Gulf was going to go all the way up into western North Carolina and wreak so much havoc all along the way? Like Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, even into Tennessee. You know, even freaking Kentucky got a lot of water and stuff. So I don't know, man. Unprecedented weather events. Maybe they have some help. Just saying. Can't prove it, but man, it sure does seem weird. But yeah, back to the storm force winds here, coming right across Florida, and it's predicted to like I say, it's predicted to drop some in size and power, but still going to be a major hurricane moving all the way across Florida. That's the prediction so far. But yeah, exactly, JL. $750 would get you, maybe get you a bus ticket to Canada, which may be an option for a lot of people. Or a bus ticket to somewhere. I don't know where. If I lost everything I owned, it'd be a great time to relocate, but where would I relocate? How would I do it? No idea. I just pray I'm never in that situation, because I really wouldn't know what to do. You could cry about it, piss and moan, but they ain't going to get you anything. When's the storm starting? It's supposed to come in sometime tomorrow night, late tomorrow evening into early Thursday morning here. And you know, like I say, it's still out there as a ways, so it can still do all kinds of crazy things. Can't really predict what it's going to do. It's already done some jigging and jogging and weird turns and stuff. So, you know, it could go further south. It could turn further north. It's still all up in the air. You know, they can predict it, put the cone of uncertainty, the cone of the prediction of where it's going to go, where it's going to hit. But when it comes down to it, it's just an educated guess. You know, they can't actually say exactly where it's going. Jamie was asking me about doing Weird Wednesday tomorrow. You know, if I got power, I guess I'll do it. I mean, I'm doing it now, not really now, but I'm doing a live stream now. But it's the calm before the storm. But who knows? Tomorrow night it could be just windy, rainy, or it could be complete shit show. I have no idea. I could have power throughout the whole thing. I could lose power at any time. So I could say, yeah, maybe we'll do Weird Wednesday tomorrow, and maybe not. But if I can at least come on and do live updates, whether it's on my computer or with my phone or whatever, I'll do it. Yeah. Hospitals in the way. How many people have ended up in the hospital? Yeah, kids are missing out on school right now. Yeah, my wife is a nurse at the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, and she's off work right now, which is cool. But I mean, they bus kids in from all over the state, from all over each end of the state, everywhere, inland, down south, up north, and if I had kids and a storm like this was coming in, I mean, there's kids over on the west coast of Florida. There's kids, down south, up Jacksonville, all over, inland and everywhere. I don't know. If I had kids, I would not want them in school. I would want them with me at all times, pretty much, when this storm's coming through. There's a school that's right down the road from me, literally like 3-4 blocks away. And one that I went to for 6th or 7th grade. Been around this town for a while. But yeah, I drove by there today. Parking lot was full. I'm like, I guess I got school. Well, it's sunny. I mean, it's not bad, but at the same time, we also got orders to evacuate all of St. Augustine, the city, and different parts of St. Augustine and the county got evacuation orders today. So I don't know. It's kind of last minute. They want people out by 8 o'clock in the morning. If you're not out today, to start leaving by 8 in the morning. And that's kind of pushing it, like that last minute evacuation thing. It can work for you, or it can be a total nightmare for you, because being stuck out on the interstate is no place to be. Actually, no place you want to be. And I don't know why, but my stupid... Let's see if I can find it again real quick, and I'll read you what the county said today. This was October 8th, 2024. Hurricane Milton preparedness update. And this was 6 hours ago. Sheriff has joined county leaders to announce new information ahead of Hurricane Milton's impact. The St. Johns County is currently under hurricane storm surge warnings and flood watch. As of 2 p.m. today, mandatory evacuation orders are in place for all healthcare facilities located in Zone A along the river and coast, Zone B, and Zone F, south of State Road 206. Residents residing in Zones A, B, and F, plus residents living in boats, RVs, mobile homes, and low-lying flood-prone areas should evacuate immediately or starting at 8 a.m. Wednesday. There's going to be some shelters open. Only one of them is pet friendly. If you choose to evacuate to a shelter, bring your own personal supplies for comfort: bedding, sleeping bags, or an air mattress, pillows, sheets, blankets, water, non-perishable food, medication, diapers, etc. Anyone needing transportation, call this number. If you reside in the evacuation zone and choose to stay, please understand that weather conditions as they deteriorate, emergency response and access to your area could become difficult or impassable altogether. This storm, as we've seen in the past, we've done this a lot, they are unpredictable, so don't compare this to anything else. It has its own feet. It's coming across our state of Florida. It's going to wreak havoc on the entire state of Florida, to include us here in St. Johns County. As we come into the evening hours on Wednesday, we ask you to stay home. If you've also made this decision to stay, you need to stay in your home so public service and safety can do their job. Bridges will remain open until there are sustained winds of 40 miles an hour, which doesn't take much to get to 40. And then all the bridges close. Like my brother lives over on across the inlet on what, all the locals here call North Beach. And there's a bridge that goes over there, goes over the river. That's the only way you get there from the south end. And then there's a bridge that's further north in Palm Valley. Other than that, you got to take A1A all the way to Jacksonville Beach. And once those bridges close, you're pretty much, you ain't leaving. Not unless you got your own boat. And yeah, with that last storm, what if you drive to Georgia and hurricane follows you there? Exactly. With that last storm, I forget which one it was. Wasn't Helena? It was something before there. But a bunch of people left here. They went like to Orlando or somewhere. They went inland. And the freaking storm followed them there. They went south, it followed them. They turned, they went inland, and it turned and followed them there. So, yeah, I don't know. Like if I was going to evacuate, I got plenty of family who lives in North Carolina. I'm not going to go there. And yeah, where would I go? Georgia, maybe. When this thing was like really first started, they started talking about it. Governor DeSantis came on and said, a lot of people might want to think of going to Jacksonville or Georgia. Maybe so. I don't know. But now, I mean, even parts of the whole state of Florida is not going to be an ideal next few days, the whole entire state. So yeah, if they're going to leave, I mean, there's obviously going to be some places better than others, but yeah, I mean, if I just had the money and the no family, no cares, I would probably have just hopped a plane and went to Costa Rica or somewhere. We'd have just took a vacation and just hope for the best. But we got pets, I got fish, we got family and friends here, and it's kind of hard to just say see ya and just check out, go to a different country altogether, come back and hope for the best. But can't say the thought hadn't crossed my mind. Like, how much money are tickets right now? You could just get on a plane before this hits and just haul ass. Be living down in Costa Rica for a month and eating good, living cheap. Although it's not as cheap as it used to be. Back to that screen. That's what's, all this out here is not even, I mean, the hurricane's down here. So all this blob of rain and intense water, this is just I would say the precursor, but it's the pre-soaker before the actual storm. The storm is back here. So it's got its whole other walloping coming. Precipitation forecast. Yeah, all this right here, I mean, the stuff that's over us right now, it's not even really registering until you see all this stuff back here that is just gonna swamp us big time. Invest 93L low pressure system. It's out here. left the Bahamas, and it's just out here in the Atlantic, just milling around. It's got a 30% chance of increasing into something, in the next 2 days or 7 days, in the next week, you should say. What happens if Milton comes drunk, stumbling, bumbling across Florida, wreaks havoc, goes out here and meets up with this one and the other one that's out here somewhere. And, they all just gang up, join forces. I've seen storms come across up here, further up towards the Panhandle, come across right over Jacksonville, go out into the Atlantic, sit out there for like a week and do this weird curlicue thing. And, turn around and come back, go right up the coast and just slam into North Carolina, South Carolina. And it's like it's already come across. You think, okay, bye-bye, storm. And next thing you know, it's out there getting stronger, turning around and coming back. It's like, oh, no, I'm not done wreaking havoc yet. We're coming back for round 2. Yeah. Storms. You can't ever say yay or nay what they're going to do. Heather says, am I in the path? I'm not in the direct path anymore, but the path that I am in, that's Jacksonville right there. I'm just a little south of Jacksonville. And Debbie that's in here, she's just a little south of me. So we're not in the direct path of the eye, but when this thing comes through, it's big enough that it's just going to swamp the whole state of Florida. So direct path, maybe not. Stumbling, bumbling, drunk path, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, D, it has gotten weaker. It was up to 180 miles an hour with gusts over 200 reported. And it did get weaker. It's 165 now. So, still a category 5. What, 165, 180. Once it gets, over like 125, what's another 10 or 20 or 50 miles an hour? Once it's over 125 miles an hour, it's tearing somebody a new butt. So, yeah, I don't know. If it's going to hit you, would you rather have 125 than 165 or 180? Absolutely. You're always going to want the lower number. But, yeah, 100 mile an hour winds are rough. That last storm, Helena, that came through here, I was looking at the weather meter on the St. Johns County Pier, and it was reading 55 or so. And I know there were some gusts of like 70, 74. And, there's a big difference in 50 mile an hour winds and 70 mile an hour winds. I can just tell by the trees in my backyard, these big tall pine trees, 50 mile an hour gusts, they're moving. When a 70 mile an hour gust comes in, they're bending over to the point of you're going, holy crap, is that thing going to break? Then it amazes you how strong they are. Man. Yeah, Lena was, I don't know, a 2 or 3, 2. I don't know what it got up to. But when it actually came through, came by as it wasn't really that bad category-wise. But still, it just like the Gulf Coast, man. Holy mackerel. It's just insane what it did over there. I'm sure y'all have seen all the North Carolina pictures. All over the news. See if I can pull this up real quick. Share this here screen. There we go. I mean, just, few images. Whoa, that ain't what I wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, look at this. It's like, it looks like a bomb went off. A wind bomb, a wind and a rain bomb. Yeah, Hurricane Milton, one of the most powerful storms ever to hit the United States. Not until Milton came along, anyway. This one had wind gust speeds of 140 miles an hour. Well, Milton's already been at a steady 180 with gusts over 200. So this one, Helena did this much damage, and it wasn't a direct hit. So imagine what's going to happen by this time tomorrow. When it starts hitting the Gulf Coast of Florida. It's going to be nasty. Big time. There's a bunch of houses over there that are just gone. That's the same picture we just had up here. Yeah, it's pictures. Yeah, you gotta have all these ads, right? There's a sailboat in your house. Yeah, I mean, this is mild. At least there's still a roof and walls in this place. But imagine just sitting in your house as it is now. And then, you got to evacuate because you have a storm, and you come back and your bed is, in the pantry, and your living room furniture is out on the lawn, and, the dining room table is in a tree. Your boat is gone. It's like, your car ends up like something like this. I mean, it's just like, wow. You have wild bears coming up and wanting to eat your kids. I mean, yeah, sitting in your living room watching TV one night, and then 24 hours later, you could sit in your living room and you got a big hole to check out your neighbor's house. What's left of it, which is pretty much nothing. Yeah. Scary stuff. But anyways, I'm going to go in here and get a slice of carnivore pizza that I made earlier. And hope for the best. Like I say, I know, we may get some damage here and all that. But let's see what this is doing here. Yeah, Cedar Key, man. Whew. They took an ass beating of epic proportions. I know my cousin has a house over in that area. No, I should say has a house. I should say he had a house. Because it's gone. The whole house. Nothing but a slab left. Frightening stuff. But yeah, I know, it's not going to be a direct hit for us here. So, we may get some damage here and there. Probably get some flooding. People on the west coast of Florida, phew, God help them, because, man, they're going to need everything. Every prayer, every everything they're gonna need. Oh man, couldn't imagine the misery that is gonna be over there in a day or two. But anyways, I'm out of here for now. I'll probably come back in the morning, and I'm gonna try to get some videos going on outside so you can see what watch the weather deteriorate with me and see what happens. Like I say, we're gonna hope for the best, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more people in a lot more areas that are going to be way more impacted than we are. So who knows? But like I say, the storm can do anything at once. It's still going to be marching around like a drunk sailor on leave, just stampeding across the Gulf right now. But I do expect it to weaken some once it gets up, in the shallower waters of the Gulf. But, it's still going to be a category 2 or 3, whatever, coming in there. Let's hope. I mean, if it's a 5 coming in there, if it's a 5 that hits land over there, it's going to forever change that west coast of Florida into something that it hasn't been in a long time. It's going to be catastrophic. And if it comes in at a 5 and comes over us, I mean, who knows? This could be my last broadcast. You never know. Nah, I'm like a cockroach. We're going to survive just fine. So anyways, there you go. Hopefully we'll be on tomorrow night. Jamie me for Weird Wednesday. Like I say, it just depends on the weather, what's happening. If we got power, and my house is not shaking, it's not wound like a $2 watch, come on. But if I got no power, I'll catch you when I catch you. But I'll probably be back on in the morning sometime after the 8 o'clock update from the National Weather Center. Other than that, you guys have a great night, and we'll talk at you again later. Have a great night and great rest of the week. And don't visit Florida right now.